Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video we'll be looking at two array methods, which is flat and flat map. So we'll be looking at these two methods. So flat method is specifically used to actually flatten out an array with the depth levels. So let me show you an example right here. So let me take an example of an array which has some values 1, 3, 4. And we also have a nested array as well. So this is a nested array. So this is actually the array that is shown. So we have, this is actual outer array that you see. This is the inner array, the nested array that you see. So now if you want to flatten this array into the same level, if you want to just split this nested array, so the output will be 135 and 356 78. So if you want to split this up, we use the flatten method. So for doing this, we can create a new array. We can create flatten, and then we can simply call this method flat. And here we need to simply pass the argument, the actual array that you want to flatten. We are simply passing it to this function. So if you just console log it, it actually flattens out the array. And if I console log it, you would see all this array. Oh, sorry, we don't need to pass it. We are directly calling this. If you see, we are calling this on this array. We don't need to pass anything right here. So by default, it takes the depth level. So if you don't pass anything, it actually takes this. So if you can also write like this, but if you don't pass any argument, it takes one value as default. And now if you see, it will flat out the array. You will actually see the output like this: 13535 678. So if you see this, it actually splitted up this nested array. It basically removed this bracket, and this is actually your output: 13535 678. So now we can even have nested array. Inside this we can even have another nested array. So we can say, so we can even do like this as well. So if you see, we have this outer array. This was our outer array. This is actually a nested array. Inside this also we have another nested array. So you can see the depth level is now 2. So depth level is now 2. So if you now execute the same method, it will give you this result. It will not flatten out this array. This is the this is actually the array. It will only flatten out by 1 by default. If you don't pass anything in this function, it actually takes the value 1, the default depth level. So here you need to specifically pass the depth level that you want to flatten on this array. If you now pass 2, it will first of all flatten this array, and then it will also flatten this array as well, removing this. Now the output will be 135 356 45 78. So if you closely look, we have got this output, 8 elements in this array, and everything has been flattened out. So this is actually the method, guys, flat method, which is used here. We can provide the depth level as well if you want to flatten this array. And now we'll be looking at the method flatMap. FlatMap is specifically used. If you see, we have two methods. One is map and the second one is flat. So when you combine both these methods together, we get this method, which is flatMap. So how we use this method? Basically, first of all, if you want to map a method, let's suppose I create a result, and now I need to map this. So you use first of all the map method I will use. So let me show you what this method does. It actually takes all the arguments. Let me modify this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we actually take individual element in this map function, we pass it in the num, and we create a new array. So we basically multiply this num by 2. This is actually the logic. We are creating a new array using this map function, providing 1 comma, then 1 multiplied by 2, 1 comma 2. So it will give you this result if I console log it. It will give you a flatten array. If you now see, this array will not be flattened because the flat method hasn't been applied. So you will actually see this nested array 1 comma 2, 1 comma 4, 1 comma 6, 1 comma 8, 1 comma 10. So if you do need to flatten this array as well with a single step, we then combine this using flatMap. So what this function will become, it will become flatMap. So you write like this. So now it will give you this flat method 1 2 1 4 1 6 1 8 1 10. Exactly, it contained 10 elements, so all the elements have been flattened out in a single step using this flat map function. If you only use the map function, it will not flatten out your array. That's why we use flat map function, which combines both the functionalities of the flat function, and also it uh, gives you the functionality of the map function as well. So this is the difference between the two, the flat and the flat map. If you also want to map the elements, you combine that with flat map. So these are widely used array methods. I personally use them a lot inside applications. This is the actual thing, how we use it. So thank you very much for watching this video. Do check out my website as well, freemediatools.com, which contains open source video tools regarding audio, video, and image. And I will be seeing you in the next video.